Hey guys, today is Thursday, November 10th, 2016, and welcome to episode 23 of the Meta Meltdown. The Meta Meltdown is a weekly 20-minute podcast about the current meta in Hearthstone. Each week we'll focus on a specific deck, and this week we're focusing on Handlock, Reno Handlock, and we're going to provide our insights on how to pilot the deck in order to succeed on the ladder. My name is Dominic, Silverddragn Nguyen, with two D's and no O, and I have my legendary co-host, 9 Golden Heroes, Nate Wolter, aka Natediggity. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good, dude. Just excited to talk about one of my favorite decks of all time, RenoLock.
Is it really?
Not Reno Handlock. Totally different. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Just due to all the wacky combinations and text that you can make.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
And I've had really good luck with it. Hit Legends a few times with it. Not recently, but back in the day when it first came out. So looking forward to talking about that. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well. I've got a ton of stuff I've been doing this week. Actually, let's just get into it. So, this week in Hearthstone, you played RenoLock a ton and one other deck?
I played Shadow Priest.
Wow. Shadow
Yeah,
Priest.
so it plays double Shadow form, which is really good change of pace. It's very bad, but it's fun at the same time. I actually got the list from Zadalot, who is probably the best priest player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got the rank 3 with it so far, so it must be
Wow.
kind of good, but I'm just terrible with it. But it's fun. How about yourself?
I've been doing really well. I played the RenoLock like yourself. It's super fun. I love this type of deck. I love N'Zoth. I don't love Jiraxxus, but I love N'Zoth. So it's super fun. And then I actually can't tell you all the other decks I've been playing, because my team actually made it to Tespa Hearthstone playoffs. What's up? We're doing really well. I think it's the round of 32 right now. So we're the top 32 colleges or teams, collegiate teams in the nation for Hearthstone. We win this round, and then actually the bracket's been released, and we actually play Zoo. Play Zoo's team, who got first place at Collegiate Coliseum, and then between the two of us, whoever wins plays the Jordudes team, who got second place at Collegiate Coliseum.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really tough. We're playing this Saturday. I don't know if our matches will be streamed, but it's gonna be a great match, or set of matches. Hopefully, we break through. I don't know. They're really, really tough, like opponents. They do a lot of research. They do a lot of practicing.
Yeah, Jordude's professionally signed by Complexity, right?
Yeah, signed by Complexity, and actually Zoo's signed by Tyranny or Tyrant, I believe, which I don't know too much about, but
Yeah, me either.
he's
Cool.
really good. So yeah, I've been practicing a bunch of decks. Looking forward to that. I don't know if they're watching the stream or we'll watch the stream, figuring out what decks I'm playing. But yeah, we're playing RenoLock, guys. So pick your RenoLock counters, and yeah, see you guys on Saturday. All right, cool. Other than that, I just been keeping up with the general Hearthstone news, seeing a bunch of new cards that are released. Nate, do you want to get into that?
No, I don't actually, because we'll do our
Okay.
card release probably in like a week or two. But to add to your point, yeah, a bunch of new cards. I think like 2 or 3 are released every day, so I won't touch on any specifics. But they seem pretty good. Nothing that's got me too excited yet. But there's a new Paladin card that came out today. It's like a 6 mana taunt.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
6/6,
Ooh.
and for 7 mana, it gives the adjacent minions Divine Shield. So it seems pretty good.
Oh wow, this seems really good. That's cool.
Yeah, so if you want to go check those out, you can check out one of the big sites like Hearthhead. I like mana crystals personally,
Okay.
so just
Sounds good. Sounds
got
good.
cute pictures.
And then, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, Pavel defeated Dr. Hippie to win BLIZZCon, which is huge for Pavel.
Pavel.
I didn't Pavel, yeah, whatever. Pavel. Okay, where is my head? Pavel, yes, of course. I didn't think he had it in him when we tuned in. We were watching Amnesiac beat the snot out of him, and then Pavel, beating the snot out of Amnesiac.
He prayed to RN Jesus over and over, and his prayers were answered.
Yeah, oh my god. Did you actually see Hafu played Malagos in Arena, and then her opponent played Babbling Book, got the polymorph,
Oh my god.
and then yeah, it was like highlight of like Reddit Hearthstone, like she got Pavel, or yeah.
Pavel.
Pavel, whatever.
It's Russian. Pavel.
Yeah.
Say it 3 times.
Sorry, Pavel. And
There you
then
go.
and then suddenly I win BlizzCon. Yeah, there you go. That's how that works. All right, cool. Yeah, congratulations to him. And then Nate and I, we received our 3 packs. Did you open your packs yet?
I did. I got jack shit
Yeah, same.
on both EU and America, so that was fun.
You know what's really funny? Actually, a lot of people have been posting like they all got like legendaries thanks to like Amnesiac or the legendaries thanks to whoever. And so I was really excited. I'm actually I usually save up my card packs to do like a card pack opening, but I didn't because I wanted to see if I got any legendaries. I got nothing. So yeah. Oh well.
I got a rare. I got
Mm.
6 rares actually. That's pretty exciting.
Hmm. Anything good?
No, they're rares. It's like 20 dust.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
There you
great.
go. No worries. All right, let's go to the meta report now. Tempostorm's meta report number 15 is the same as last week's, I believe. I'll go through it this time, just so you don't have to. Do you want to go? Do you want to go through it? You
No,
can go.
I'm just giving you a shake. Go.
All right, cool. So tier 1, we've got mid-range Shaman and Malagos Druid. I don't think anyone can really debate that except for Amnesiac with his Druid. I'm just gonna give him shit forever. Um, and then in tier 2, we've got Secret Hunter, Control Warrior, and Tempo Mage. It's the same as last week. I think it holds up pretty well. What are your experiences on ladder?
Yeah, a lot of that. Haven't had a ton of chance to play at the higher levels because I've been playing Shadow Priest on
True,
the Americas, so
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of weird shit. But on EU, I've been seeing a lot more mid-range Shaman and Mali Druid. 'Cause I'm a little
Sure.
bit higher rank, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems accurate. I
Cool.
don't think much has changed.
Sounds good. Do you want to go through the Data Reaper report?
I would love to.
Cool.
So, Data Reaper report number 26. Tier 1, all by itself, as usual. Mid-range Shaman with a 55.44% win rate.
Is that more positive?
again.
Yeah.
Up again from last week, so its win percentage keeps getting higher. Tier 2 is Zoo Warlock, 51.78% win rate. Spell Druid, Mali Druid, whatever you want to call it, 50.76% win rate. Face Hunter, 50.67% win rate. And Secret Hunter, 50.57% win rate. And then Tier 3, we have RenoLock, since we're talking about it, at 47.49% win rate.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Yeah, more Shaman. Love it. Not really. Can't wait for December. It'll be actually Christmas.
Early December, right? In probably like a month, it'll be
Yeah.
gone. So.
Ooh, okay, we got a whole month to melt down some more Shaman. Lovely. Alright, cool. Sounds good. Let's talk about the deck now. Do you want to go through the Warlock stats real quick, and then I'll go through the deck list?
Sure. So Warlock as a whole, it was played 8.92% of all games on the ladder. RenoLock specifically was played 2% exactly of all the games. And win rate, again, just to recap, was 47.49% win rate.
Sounds good. And for this week, we've got our RenoLock deck. So that means every card there's only one of each card, so I don't have to tell you there's one. Blah blah blah. You can You guys are smart. You guys will get it. No worries. All right. So 30 cards. Here we go. You've got Mortal Coil, Power Overwhelming, Acidic Swamp Ooze, Dark Peddler, Doomsayer, Sunfear Protector, Demon Wrath, Earthen Ring Farseer, Imp Gang Boss, Shadow Bolt, Defender of Argus, Hellfire, Infested Tauren, Refreshment Vendor, Shadow Flame, Spellbreaker, Twilight Drake, Faceless Manipulator, Leroy Jenkins, Stampeding Kodo, Karn Bloodhoof, Emperor Thorison, Reno Jackson, Siphon Soul, Sylvanas Windrunner, Ragnaros the Fire Lord, Twisting Nether, Lord Jaraxxus, Nazoth the Corruptor, and Mountain Giant. Ooh, baby.
Well done.
How you like me now? Alright, yeah. How'd you do with the deck, Nate?
I did pretty well with it. This list is from Hoj. I don't know. The Europeans have funny names. I forget how to pronounce it. It's Hoegj. He's a pretty good player. He used to play for Navi until they disbanded. But this list has been around for a while. It's still tried and true as far as I know. I haven't seen a better list in a while. But this obviously uses Nazoth, which is just a different archetype. So it does have another win condition in Nazoth, but it also is a little bit slower because you're playing cards like Karen and Sylvanas. So definitely more greedy. How'd you do with it?
I did really well with it. I played most of it on mobile because I was really busy this week, running around. I had like 50,000 assignments, and then I'm also applying for a Gigabyte's marketing position tomorrow. So I've got like so much stuff to do, but I did find some time to relax and play some Hearthstone. And like I said, I love the Nazoth aspect of it. Nazoth is one of my favorite old gods. Um, but yeah, it is super greedy, and sometimes you'll find yourself like not drawing correctly and losing just because of that. But other times you're playing like the long game, and it's super fun because you know like as soon as you drop that Nazoth, like it's over. It's over. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yep.
I love it. Yep. All right, so let's talk about how to play this deck. So basically, as a RenoLock, you understand that you're basically going for the super, super, super late game, where you basically just defend and keep your board advantage early if you can. Try to keep them back as much as possible. You've got lots of good cards for AoE, like Demon Wrath, Doomsayers, Hellfire, stuff like that. And then you've got, some weird, like, single target removal, like, you can use Power Overwhelming, Water Coils, stuff like that. Stampede Kodo is really good as well, Siphon Soul. So basically, you're going to keep your opponent's board at bay until you can get some of your bigger minions down. And then, depending on what you draw, because, each game is different, that's why we like RenoLock, because you never know exactly what you're going to draw. Well, you know exactly what you're going to draw, you just don't know when you're going to draw it, because there's 30 different cards. There's tons of different win conditions, so you can either, wait for Nazoth by playing out all your death rattles, you can Leroy, Power Overwhelming, Faceless combo them to death, or you can, exhaust them with your Reno Jackson, take it down to like 1 or 2 health, 5 health, 7 health, Reno back up, and then have them realize that they don't have another 30 damage in their deck to hit you with, and then they concede, or they fatigue out, and you like laugh internally as you realize like they have nothing left in the tank. Sound about right, Nate?
Yeah, exactly. There's a bunch of different win conditions, and yeah, especially with Reno, if you're playing like face decks, they get you down to like 2 health, and then you just greet them in Reno, and then they just quit. Great feeling.
Yep. And then they get you down to 2 health again, and then you Lord Jaraxxus and you win the game.
Exactly. There's so many different combinations of cards, and it's fantastic. I love this deck.
Sounds good. You want to walk us through the matchups real quick?
Absolutely. So good, bad, and ugly. Good, above a 55% win rate. We have Control Priest, Control Shaman, and Control Warrior. Pretty much the reason that it has such a good win rate versus those decks basically is due to Nazoth and Lord Jaraxxus. Lord Jaraxxus, if you get it down on the board early, is just fantastic and will just beat up any sort of control deck. Bad, 35 to 45% win rate. We have Beast Druid, Spell Druid, Midrange Hunter, Reno Mage, Tempo Mage, and Miracle Rogue. And then ugly matchup is Freeze Mage.
Yeah, no, we don't want to see any Freeze Mages. Luckily, you don't really see Freeze Mages on ladder, so you're pretty good there. Yeah?
You'd see more now than before because of the mid-range Shaman, but yeah, definitely not as much as we saw back in the day when Secret Paladin was very prevalent.
It's actually really weird. I haven't seen a single Control Shaman except for this past week. I saw one, and I like beat the hell out of it with Pirate Warrior, so... Oh, shoot. Now you guys know I'm playing Pirate Warrior. Queue up your...
I mean, not Pirate Warrior.
Yeah. Anyways, alright, yeah. So, let's talk about cards now. Cards that stand out to you, Nate. Any specific cards or specific interactions, if you don't want to talk about just singletons?
Yeah, and the reason I love this deck so much is the different interactions, because you have to play this deck a lot in order to really know the deck well and find those weird interactions. One of my favorite is opponent will have like 2 big creatures on the board, and then you just play your Leroy, and then if you like tech in like a mind control tech, this deck doesn't run one, but I usually run it from time to time, especially against more of an aggro meta. So you give them 2 whelps, and then you have a 50% chance to steal like a decent minion.
Yeah. And
then you can run your Leroy into the other minion or whatever. But that's a fun combo that I find. Otherwise, like Power Overwhelming one of your minions, and then Shadow Flame the whole board, or there's just so many different combinations and permeations that you can use. So Any tech choice cards that you would like to see?
Yeah, Mind Control Tech is definitely one of them, especially if you're seeing a lot more aggro, or Shaman that's really good. Um, I personally like Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza is really, really good. Does the same thing as Lord Jaraxxus, so if you don't have Lord Jaraxxus, you can run Alexstrasza. I think Lord Jaraxxus is actually better in this iteration, just because of the weapon and the 2 mana 6/6s that drop from your board. Like those are really, really strong. They combine with your Shadow Flames like really, really well. Like it's super, super cheap removal for you. Like if the longer you have Jaraxxus out on the field, the more likely you are to win. It's one of those like, you don't get to play Jaraxxus too much because you win when you play Jaraxxus, or you lose really quickly. It just depends. Yeah, so that's really good. So Alexstrasza is really, really good. Um, Bane of Doom is really good as well if you need more single target removal. You only have 3 5 drops in this deck, so um, you can swap out a 4 drop for it, depending on what you want to do. If you feel like you're not running into as much, like you're running into more control matchups, then you could take out the Hellfire. If you're running into more, aggro matches, keep the Hellfire, swap out, I don't know, Spellbreaker or something like that. And yeah, I think that's about it for me. I know some iterations run Bran as well. Because there's some other cards that combo really well with Bran. Dark Pillar for one, Refreshment Render for another.
Yeah, definitely
Uh,
your heals. Like
mhm,
Furthering Farseer is a really good one.
yeah.
Cult Apothecary is another heal card that you can tech in. Super good in this meta,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically, it heals you for 2 for every creature your opponent has on the board. So if you Bren and then play Cult Apothecary, that's a shitload of heals. So
A
it's
lot.
a good combo as well.
Yep.
So
Is there
cool.
anything else for you? I don't really see anything else I want to talk
To your point
about.
about Alex, if you don't go with the Nazoth build, Alexstrasza, you can actually play it with Jaraxxus as well because you can
Hmm.
just use that either to save your ass at the end if you don't really draw like a Jaraxxus or Reno, or you can pressure your opponent and then put yourself in a position to do your combo with Leroy, Power Overwhelming, and Faceless the next turn. So
Hmm.
it's just another win condition.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and oftentimes you'll have the mana, especially because you have Emperor Thorson in this deck as well. So get a good couple of mana reductions, and you're really, really set to win in the late game. Yep.
Speaking of which, one more point I just want to make for people who may not play this deck a lot is you don't really want to use your Thorson right away unless you have either Power Overwhelming,
Hmm.
Leroy, or Faceless in hand, because then it's 11 mana combo. So if you don't reduce at least one of those, then you can't pull off that combo. But if you've already used one of those pieces or whatever, then obviously don't worry about it. But typically, it's a good suggestion if you are in a control heavy matchup.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Nate. Super appreciate that. Let's talk about the Mulligan. So, actually, there's a lot of different cards you kind of want to Mulligan for. If you're playing against aggro, I'll do my aggro and you'll do control if you don't mind, Nate.
Sounds good.
Um, you're looking for things like Mortal Coil. If you're taking against a weapon class, you'll want the Acidic Swamp Ooze. That's super, super good. People don't people don't remember that you actually run Acidic Swamp Ooze. It's like wonderful. No, seriously. Like I'll play like weapon classes and I'll play my like fireworks on two. Even if there's no minion, I'll just leave it there. Because Acidic Swamp Ooze is like not a card people usually play anymore. So Acidic Swamp Ooze is really, really good. Dark Peddler is amazing. You want your Doomsayers just to get to the late game, so Doomsayer is really, really good. Demon Wrath is also excellent as well. You have a lot of demons in this deck, so it helps you out with clearing. Imp Boss and Hellfire if you really, really know that you're gonna hit a lot of aggro. So look for those AoEs and look for those early game minions. What about control, Nate?
Yeah, control's a little bit different. There's a lot of different combinations you can really look for, but what I typically recommend is Doomsayer.
100%.
Yeah, it depends. Like if you're playing against a warrior, you may not need it or anything, but I always like it because I like to, before I play like a big creature, I like to drop Doomsayer and then just make sure I have the initiative the following turn, then I can lay like
Hmm.
whatever I want next turn to be safe on board. Dark Peddler is still good. Imp Gang Boss is still pretty good. Twilight Drake is a really good one. Emperor Thorson I like to keep as well, just because if it's going to be a slow matchup, then might as well reduce your cards, get a good advantage. And then Karen might be okay too if you really know you're playing against a slow deck like Fatigue Warrior or something. That's a super good one as well.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've always found Karn a little slow. But
Very.
yeah, very very slow. But if you definitely know you're playing against control matchups, I've definitely lost to Karn before, um, in the right situations, and it's very frustrating when he's played properly. And so yeah, against control, you can definitely drop Karn, um, and get away with a lot more, especially when the Zalt brings him back. It's like disgusting value.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. All right, is there anything else you want to talk about, or any final thoughts for this week's deck list?
I don't think so. I think I covered most of like the bigger tips. Just play around with the deck and just find out, like, really look and like evaluate each turn, because there's so many different combinations that you can use, and it's a really fun deck to play. I think it's one of the more difficult ones to pilot successfully. It's not just like, face shaman or face hunter or anything like that. So give it a try. It's one of my favorite decks, like I said, and enjoy. How about you?
Yeah, that's about it. I really, really like this deck. I definitely am one of those value players. Reno Jackson decks are super, super fun to me. Just because, like, you're looking for weird and sometimes wacky, combination of cards in order to clear the board, and stall to the late game. So yeah, it's a really, really fun deck. I like it a lot. That's about it. That's gonna wrap it up for us this week. Thanks for everyone who is watching on our stream in a meltdown, or yeah, Meta Meltdown, and anyone who is downloading our podcast, watching on YouTube. Shout out to our moderator Ritual Plays, and shout out to everyone who's in chat. Hello, hello. Um, yeah, that's about it. You can find this deck list and any of our previous shows at the metameltdown.com. At metameltdown.com, just in case you actually go into the website. You can find us also on Twitch at twitch.tv/metameltdown every Thursday at 7:30 PST. Our Twitter is at the Meta Meltdown. Please should give Nate a shout out. Our YouTube is Meta Meltdown, and our email is metameltdownpodcast@gmail.com. And tune in next week when we maybe do card reviews or other things of that nature. Because we've melted down this meta a lot.
Yeah, we'll probably start with something new, or I mean, there's not much else to cover. So
we can do card pack openings, Nate. I have tons. I have 33, in fact. Yeah.
Why do you have 33 cards?
Because I figured, like, you should just... Because the way... I don't know, honestly.
All right, we'll do something. We'll have a meeting of the great two minds, and we'll figure something out. And sorry to everyone that heard my keyboard. I thought I turned off my mic, but instead I turned off my camera like a true professional. So
yes, no worries.
You're welcome.
All good, all good, all good. All right, so thanks to everyone who's listening. We'll figure out what we're doing next Thursday, and we'll be back next Thursday. We'll see you guys next time.